We'll talk about it and work on it tomorrow. If your pitch doesn't interest us, we probably won't entertain a live audition for you. And of course, it's only the people who get live auditions that are eventually going to be chosen, some of them.
Any other questions?
Can you explain the difference between the categories of TED? So there's the main TED, TEDx, TedxYouth, and what's the difference between a TED Talk that the elementary does, or that you do in your English class, and a licensed TED event?
Yeah, so basically we fall under the umbrella of TEDx events. So at the very top you have TED, and it's this big organization in Vancouver and New York and a couple other places in the world where it's the actual company, actual organization, and they host real TED Talks that the TED official company has curators working for. But then you have TEDx events, which we technically qualify as, where you apply under a license and you are under the TEDx license rather than a official TED event. So we're a TEDx event. So that means we get control of our own event, we select our speakers, we work on the speeches, we upload it through the official TEDx website, and the TED Corporation gets to decide whether or not your video as a TEDx speaker gets put up on their website. So far we've had all of them. And then there's TedxYouth, which we also fall under, but TEDx and TedxYouth kind of are side by side, but TEDxYouth is really just for schools and people who are under 18. And then you have things that are like TED-inspired events. So you might have seen on like the SAS, Singapore American School Facebook page, that the 6th graders, I think, have been doing TED Talks, and the 8th grader, or the 8-year-olds are doing TED Talks. They are not licensed under our official TED events. That's just a private little event within their school, and it's not affiliated with TEDx or the big brother TED.
Yeah, I think people have come to associate the phrase TED Talk with just like, getting up and like giving a speech. But this is a little bit more like we're under specific guidelines from the company. They can kind of do whatever they want as long as they don't pretend to be part of real TED. Ashma?
Is it okay to have controversial topics?
Is it okay to have controversial topics? Please, yes, we love controversy. I mean, you can't get up there and like curse at the audience or, and of course, if your talk is like, if you have like a racist talk, like if you get up there and you're like, I think white supremacy is correct, we're probably not going to let you speak just because we have to consider, how our audience might feel about that. But in general, yes, we do encourage controversy. In fact, yes, we love it.
With that said, it has to be done with sophistication. So if you know that you have an idea about something that's controversial and could potentially offend people, first of all, our event host will probably give a disclaimer. Like, for example, Avinash's talk, he was considering putting in music videos that had cocaine, guns, and what was the other thing? So cocaine, drugs, and a bit about sex. So we discussed potentially one of us getting up here and saying, just to let you know, there's going to be a music video played and it involves cocaine, there's a gun involved in there, and if you are uncomfortable watching this talk, you are free to step out for this section of the event. So we also give that option, but your curators will also be working with you to make sure that, when you talk about controversial topics, you do it in a way that can still appeal to others who disagree with you. Of course, you can't please everyone, but there's certainly a right way to deliver a controversial talk and a wrong way. If we think that your idea is awesome and has potential, and you get up here and show potential when you, let's say that your pitch gets through and you get an audition and we see potential, we might select you, but you would probably have to be a bit flexible on changing your language and the way you present your idea a little bit if we see that it could potentially offend someone. Yeah. Yes?
So will we be working on our pitches tomorrow or our actual, possible actual talks?
So tomorrow we will have all of you write a pitch. And you can use this for the official application next time, but it's mainly a practice exercise. We're not going to be like, okay, now turn it in and we'll judge you. It's really just a sort of exercise. Yes? When and how did TEDx become integrated into SAS? I'm gonna let Hannah answer that one because I was not here.
So basically, in my freshman year, or Miss Baker, do you want to speak a little bit?
No, go for
Okay,
it.
so basically in my freshman year, Kaylin Quazzo, who was a senior, initiated TEDx, and so at the end of 2015, we had our first TED event, and I believe we had 12 speakers ranging from teachers to freshmen. And we've been here ever since. And so it largely started out as a students' initiative, and that's something that we really pride ourselves on because it's largely a student-organized event. While we have excellent sponsors such as Ms. Fagan and Dr. Clark helped us last year, it's the event managers and curators who are working with you one-on-one, and it always has been. And yeah.
So could I add to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting about the legacy because you guys are coming in new and you may not know. So Kaylin had gone to she'd gone to a gin conference at a university in Canada. And at that place, they were talking about hosting TEDx. And she came back from that conference saying, if that college-age kid can do it, we can do it. And she single-handedly went through all of the licensing stuff. There had been 2 other groups on campus that thought about having SAS be a licensed TEDx, sort of entity. And one of them was the communications office, and I think another one was a group of English teachers. And they both just said, forget it. It is way too much effort to actually apply. The application process to gain licensing is very difficult. It's not just a little, oh, I want to do it. So to become TEDx is effort. And then to maintain it, you also have to show that you are following all of their guidelines, right? So that one kid actually literally brought it, but she's not alone. So I just want to make sure, can you raise your hand if you've been involved with TED since freshman year? And Jacqueline just left, right? There's been kids that have been involved year after year, which is pretty amazing. Or 3 years. There's a lot of 3-year kids around here. So once they've joined in, they might have changed some roles. Like Annie has been a treasurer and she's been, in managing accounts for 3 or 4 years, is it? Yeah, and etc. So the people that are involved now, some of them are new and some of them have been around for a while. But one of the things that's most amazing about TedxYouth at SAS is that it is all 100% kid-driven. I give up my room, I sign papers, I chime in once in a while, but this is absolutely 100% in your hands.
Yeah, and that said, I mean, this is like a speaker workshop sort of event, but if that interests you in, someday, I know a lot of you here are freshmen, if you one day want to apply for the TEDx executive team, we highly encourage that as well.
So much skill development, right? You guys have learned a lot. A lot.
So with that, I think we'll probably close questions for the general group because I'm looking at 3:20 right now. But if you have 4:20. Yeah, sorry, it's 4:20 right now. So if you have questions right now, just come up to me and we're happy to answer them. But other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, and take some food.
There's so much. Thank you so much for coming. We will see you tomorrow for good times and more food.
I'm gonna get more.
Thank you. Can you give them a round?